So greetings. Today I'm going to speak about the drama triangle. I'll see you shortly. So greetings, welcome back. My name's Matt. I'm from Carnac Holistics, where we learn together and we grow together in the sight of God. So today I'm going to speak about the drama triangle, which is made up of three areas, which is the prosecutor, the rescuer, and the victim. So what is a drama triangle? It was created in 1968, and you can see his name running along here. So what is really beneficial about the drama triangle? It starts in you can appear in different ways within this triangle. And as you can see from here, this is what the drama triangle looks like. And I'm going to start with the victim. So the victim, first state, is talking about hopelessness, powerless, and also you don't feel like you're going anywhere, and then you're very much feeling like everything always happens to you, and then you don't have any control over your current situation, so you feel very much trapped and stuck in that particular situation and with no way of moving forward. So you may find, from a spiritual point of view, that you seem to be doing all the motions and actions and you're not going anywhere, you're not getting any traction, and you're just stuck there. And then you may go off and see another healer. You may think it's the dark night of the soul. These things are all linked to the drama triangle. But what I'm going to do, in order to also with the victim is in a situation. It's when someone's trying to take control of you, and then you automatically retreat into the victim state. So if someone comes to you and complains that you are not doing your job right, and you are, so instead of challenging, you just go, okay, yes, I know, and I'm going to do better, and blah blah blah, and so on and so forth. If you are doing you're working hard and you're doing a lot of medium work and you're tapping into spirit, and people around you don't understand what you're doing and just don't understand your spiritual journey, and so therefore you are almost forced to want to give it up because you feel that you don't have that right support. The other part is the rescuer. The rescuer is about taking control of the situation, does not look at themselves, and has challenge issues. So the rescuer will look at somebody, for example, let's go back to that person who is stuck spiritually. The rescuer will try and control and take control of them and that situation and say, well, this is what you should do. That's what you should do. You're not doing this. You're not doing that. And the problem with the rescuer is that they don't reflect and look at themselves. So with all these processes, or all these states of mind, you can go each and every way. So you can go through the rescuer to the prosecutor to the victim to the prosecutor to the rescuer, and so on. It all moves around, as you can see from this chart just up here. So what do we do? The next one I want to talk about is the prosecutor. The prosecutor is a narcissist, a bully. They like to take control and basically tell you what to do. They're the ones who go straight for the victim and also try and get between and get the person who is the rescuer on side in order to overcome and take control of the situation. That person, for me, is kind of low within themselves, have low self-esteem, so therefore that's why they automatically come in as a prosecutor to try and take control of that current situation. So there's something called the start gate. Now, when I mentioned about when you first start and something happens to you, what you do, you start in either one of these. So you could start as a prosecutor, you could start as a victim or the rescuer. So what happens with that? When you're in these states, it's about you recognizing where you are at. And this is the second part to this video. Second part to this video is, how do you transcend out of that? I hear you saying. So how you come out of this? So let's start with the victim. The victim is if you start through the start gate and you are in that situation, you feel stuck, and nothing seems to be happening for you. What you need to start doing is reflecting, releasing your situation, releasing your state of mind, realizing where you are at right now. That means almost going, okay, well, yeah, okay, I am feeling sorry for myself. I'm gonna go and have that Ben and Jerry's. I'm gonna go and have that pizza. If I'm instead of training, instead of doing training, I'm sitting in that self pity. That's when you're in a state of realization. Yeah, this is the change that you are. This is when you're in the start getting, when you're changing. So be aware of where you're at when you're a victim, and that way you can start to progress forward and move out of this state. The next one is the rescuer, and again, starting at the start gate. Okay, it is, instead of being going to help the person and taking control and not taking control and being a bully, taking control and fixing it for them and telling them you should do this, you should do that. That saying, instead of giving a man a fish, give the man a rod and teach him to fish, and then he can feed himself and his family and his village. So this is what the rescuer is. These are coaches, mentors, teachers, inspirational people. These people step in. But the important thing about that bit, when I was talking about starting gate, and when they start at being a rescuer, they realize that they're in a state, but they self-reflect. Now, a lot of coaches and a lot of counselors are in states of consciously always developing, always understanding where they are, because if they can't help themselves, how can they help others? And the same with mediums, clairvoyants and tarot readers. They all are in that state, and they should be sitting in a state of rescuer and mentoring and ready to look at their own issues and dealing with these issues. Because if for example, with me, if I have an issue with a client and I've dealt cards, or I'm doing healing on somebody, or I'm mentoring someone and they're stuck, and I go to spirit gives me a example in my life, because that's how it normally works, gives me an example where that person's going. It's time for me to go, you know what, you could try, and this is where I'm seeing you're going. And for example, if someone's stuck and they're in a relationship and that person is controlling, so they are the prosecutor in that person's relationship, and I'm seeing an old controlled relationship I may have been in, they will show me that person in that situation, and it will show me where I've been, and they will also show me that person who I'm reading for, where they should be moving towards. Yeah, so if they again have that controlling individual, it's like saying, look, they're bullies, they're controls, they have their own issues. This is why they try and control you. So it's down to you to realize what you should do in order to move forward. The last one is looking at the persecutor. Now, the persecutor at the starting gate, again, it's about realization. What's up here, what you're feeling here, is to be direct, but be direct in a careful manner. Not like a narcissist is, where they try to make it all about themselves. If they are a persecutor and they're looking at themselves, they will turn around and go, okay, look, this is where you are, but you know what, man up. It kind of be brutal in a way. And there's that saying, tough love. You need to sometimes and say to someone that, look, yes, you are there, but you know what? It's not going to change unless you do something about it. Unless you get out there and make yourself known and recognized, or you're just going to be going around and round and round in circles. I take this on when I'm working with a challenged client, especially through coaching and mentoring, and they keep making the same, going around the same, I call it around the same park. They walk around the same park over and over and over again. And I say to them, look, you're clearly not seeing it. I almost give them an ultimatum and say, look, we're not going anywhere. You're just spending money on just talking. Instead of you doing the work, you're just going to be stuck. So you need to try and do something along a journey. I have a saying, and I'm known for this, is where I don't like to work with people who are on rat wheels. You know, they're running around and not going anywhere. If you're on a journey moving forward and you're going somewhere and you're having a hard time, but you're overcoming stuff and you're putting in the effort, you know, that saying, God loves a trier. You know, if God is before me, who dare be against me? So I will be there by your side, not in front of you, not behind you, at your side, supporting you moving forward. There's no point in you coming to me and me going to you, yeah, this is how it is and this is what you should do. The other thing is, though, you need to make changes. So with a prosecutor, when they're going for the start gate, they will go out and physically make sure that person makes the changes. They will use that kind of tendency of that personality to say to that person, look, this is what you need to do. Go out there, make those changes and make it happen. So the reality is like, over and above all, we face challenging situations in life, and it's down to us to take ownership. That we can only take ownership. We can only do our own work, and if we don't do our own work, we're just going to be stuck doing the same thing over and over again. And there's a magic in feeling that you're doing something to make a change. There's a magic in going along that journey of hurdles. And as you go over one hurdle and achieve the other, there's a magic in that in order to achieve your goals when you're coming out the other end. You know, I've spent my life with so many people, and there's the thing with me now, I refuse to be around toxic people. I loathe them. I literally do not want to be in their energy. I do not want it. I was talking to a good friend of mine, Jade, and I was saying to her, you know what, she sent me a message, said, I'm feeling you're going for this massive shift, Matt. What's going on for you? I goes, Jade, I refuse to be around toxic people. It grates me. You know, they're constantly moaning about how bad things are and how things are not making any changes. Now, there are things which we all face, that we all need that support. We all need to share and talk to people. A problem shared is a problem halved. I get that. But there's the ones like if you've seen these, and there's the Dot Cottons, you know, the moaners. They're just constantly energy drainers. And when you see, I'm going to do a video about psychic vampires, because when they're in your energy, yeah, and they come into your life and they're around you, when they leave, you feel like you've done a workout, like a 2-hour workout. It is draining. And they go away, oh, I love being around you. Yeah, because you come and suck the life out of me. So just be aware of those people. Not saying don't be there for them, because sometimes they come in as that light, but their narrative is, if their narrative is of change and development, then you can then support them, because sometimes we need to take on that person's healing and then give them some energy, because that's what we are as friends, as family, as healers, as coaches or mentors. It's down to us to help these people to get through it, because we need it as well, because we will learn both ways, you know. So if this person's coming and they're going through a state of change, like when I was speaking to Jade, she was going, you know, I just realized I'm coming out of this shift forward and so on. I knew pre that time me speaking to her, she was not ready, because she was kept on going about the universe to cosmos and blah blah blah. And no, you can talk about it as and fairies and stuff, that's just your aesthetics out there. It all comes back into us. We affect that. So, and again, it affects us. So if we don't break the loop, we will be stuck in that same vortex. Yeah. So we need to step into the light and make all those changes. And until then, we're just going to be running on the same rat wheel, and you won't see me. I'll be gone. And it goes, and this is the thing, what really annoyed things about Trump's work and how he was doing things, because he came and constantly was criticizing, but nothing seems to be really changing. I'm not saying he didn't change stuff, but he did in a way, but really he just done the rhetoric where he just went around pissing people off, you know. And this is the problem with, I think, with some politicians. They talk, but they don't do action. So remember I was telling you about the rat wheel and the journey? Some politicians stay in the rat wheel and keep talking for about 4 years, but they don't do the journey. Where you got people like Dr. King, Malcolm X, I forget his bloody name, Nelson Mandela, you know, Rosa Parks, all these people, they're making changes. They talk, but they go out and do something. And my worst case scenario, when I'm talking and working and even talking to friends and peers, and just they're chatting and they just constantly complaining about stuff, and I'm going, my simple action and my simple word is this: what are you going to do to change it? What is your next step? What is your next motion? What is your plan? If you don't plan, you plan to fail. If you ain't got nothing there, then shut the fuck up, you know, because you're just chatting rubbish. So that's me. And what I want to say is just, you know, stay safe, stay blessed, make those changes, have a look at the drama triangle again, really ingrain it and understand it, because it will help you recognize where you are at, and then you can use, when you're in any of those situations, you can use a vision board, you can use the writing your letters and writing things down, and you can use your goals and goal setting and all these different things, because I'm going to start doing a video soon about goal setting, because I think from a spiritual point of view, we talk about putting things out there, but what we need to try and do is have some kind of action plan. And, you know, I hear a lot of people say, you should do this and you should do that and you can achieve this and put out to the universe and then go on and do this. And what you need to do, put out to the universe, but have these milestones, you know, and especially the ones about, you know, as you take each step, things will change. So I'm going to end it there because I'll probably be talking forever. And I'll see you in the next video. Look, stay safe, stay blessed, and namaste.